Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this one, we want to talk about praising your child and how that praise can either help or hinder them later on in life. And this one is came up as a topic because it's something that Brianna and myself are still trying to change, because it's what we're going to be talking about is a really common habit that I think applies to virtually everyone.
It's because that's how we were parented. And so that's how we picked it up.
Yeah, it was passed down through generations, basically, right? You mimic how you were parented in a lot of ways. So diving right into that, it's very common when your child does something that makes you proud to say things like,
"Good boy, oh, you're so smart."
Yeah, you're so smart. Like, you're so strong, such a good boy. And that type of praise, it feels good, right? I mean, if even you as an adult, if someone came up and told you like, wow, you're really smart, blah, 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 it feels good. And so understandably, it makes the child feel good too. But there's a dark side to it. And that dark side is that, well,
it labels them with an identity. So that's what you're doing. And you don't know you're doing it, but now you do. So when we tell a kid, like, this is a really good example of this. When we tell our kids that you're not good at softball like your sister or something, so that becomes their identity. Then they think they're not good at that, right? Well, it applies to the reverse too. Like, telling them they're good at something, they will try to live up to that identity.
Yeah, exactly. And it also teaches them to start seeking external validation instead of internal. So this is something we've talked about in many videos past, but if you're constantly rewarding them with that type of praise, then they're going to start seeking that out. They now need you to tell them that they're smart, they're strong, they're a good boy, in order to feel like themselves. They now rely on that external validation instead of
intrinsic motivators, intrinsic validation, intrinsic worth. Like, this is what gives people anxiety disorders.
Yeah, exactly. So what's the alternative? Well, the alternative is way less intuitive, and it takes work.
Practice.
Yeah,
we're practicing too.
And saying things like, wow, you did such a good job on that. How does that make you feel? Right? It asks them to turn inward to decide how they should feel about something.
Yep.
It's no longer relying on you. You're praising the process, not the result.
Yep. And that goes with like the grades. A lot of people will have kids in like school. If they get a good grade, say, how did that make you feel? What did you learn about them?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
instead of, I'm so proud of you, you got an A.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of being like, wow, you got an A, you're such a good boy, you could say, I know how hard you worked to get that A. Does that make you happy? And you ask them for what they think instead of saying it directly. Now,
another thing, I don't want to cut you off, but another thing about like praising the end result is if they don't achieve that end result, that's when shit goes sideways for them. Like, they have mental breakdowns, like even in adulthood. If they did not achieve that goal that they set for themselves, then they think that they are the failure, not the process just didn't work for them. They think they're a piece of shit, like, because what is the opposite, right?
They didn't receive the external validation because they didn't meet that goal. Instead of approaching everything from an internal standpoint
and the process.
Yeah, it's all externally based. And so if they don't meet the goal, they don't get the external validation, then they feel like crap. Whereas internally, they could say, hey, I didn't meet the goal I set, but I worked really hard on it, and I'm proud of myself for that. And these are the ways I can improve next time. It's a completely different mindset that develops.
Yeah, and the way this shows up in adulthood too. Can we talk about that a little?
Go for it.
So when me and Alex first got together, he was very big on external validation. Like he needed to hear that he was good and that he was meeting my expectations. And I'm not, like, I will not do that. But it was because he was raised being told that he was a good boy or very smart and like constantly. And so he needed to feel my validation and my words to feel any sense of worth.
Yep.
Would that be right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's an accurate description. And these things can change. Like
yeah,
you're
yeah,
not,
he's completely different now.
it's not,
He's very intrinsically motivated now.
you just have to be aware of them though. Like I didn't even know any of this stuff existed, until she started teaching me about it. But that awareness is the first step to change. And so, that's important too, because whether it's with, your own partner or yourself or anyone else, you can have compassion for them because
they don't know any better.
Yeah,
we don't
exactly.
know what we don't know.
Yeah, you can't be upset for someone for acting out of for acting out in ways that they aren't even aware of, right? So yeah.
Yeah, and that goes with like parenting too. Like we'll be doing a lot of videos on parenting, and I don't want anyone to take any of it like personally. We don't like I've already raised kids and I fucked all sorts of shit. Like it's just we learn as we go, and we have to have self-compassion for the people that we were 10 years ago or 5 years ago.
Exactly.
And we were only operating from our level of awareness.
Yeah.
Of the mind.
Yep. Anything else?
Couldn't see. Nope.
No, okay, I think that's it. So awesome. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. And if you liked it, then please give it a like, share it around, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And wish Lux a happy birthday. It's in 2 days.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Happy birthday, dude.
Well, we'll post this probably around his birthday. So
awesome. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye.